This is an emergency broadcast of the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. This is not a drill. Remove any children and pets from your home and go to your nearest shelter. Remember to at all times listen to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. And whatever you do, do not under any circumstances trust what you see.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast, where Adam and I'm Topher, not
Hi everyone.
not the other name that you said. Anyway, we uncover anomalies. We like to talk about conspiracies and UFOs and aliens. Obviously the most important stuff.
Very important stuff, yes, and confusing.
Yeah, very confusing.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wanted to tell you what's going on with my with the delivery debacle I'm having with Microsoft and FedEx.
Please do.
Competent, inept people. So I'm still dealing with this, right? So Microsoft. Just to back up, FedEx did not deliver. Well, they said they delivered my Xbox bundle, which is like $800, right, to my apartment. Although it did not arrive to my apartment. They sent a picture, right? I'm like, that's not my apartment. So I started a complaint, right, with FedEx first, and FedEx was like, oh, you got to bring it up with the shipper. So I went to Microsoft, and I sent them everything, right? And they're like, yeah, that's not the same thing. Don't worry, we'll get this done for you. And every day I'm waiting and silence. And I know from experience what silence means. It means they're gonna screw me over. Right, that's what silence means. So I kept calling them every day, and I was like, all right, here's my case. Okay, don't worry, we'll get back to you. Friday, she's like, yeah, the team comes back and says because it's proof of delivery that the case is closed. I'm like, did you see the picture? Is that my apartment? She goes, oh, it's someone put the notes. I'm like, I want to speak to that person. And she's like, oh, I don't have his phone number or blah, blah, blah. And I went off. Obviously, it's not her fault, but, I had to tell someone. And then I went on to Twitter and I tagged both of them. And I really insulted both FedEx and Microsoft, calling them inept and incompetent and they're billion-dollar companies and blah, 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 all this stuff. Well, FedEx got back to me. I don't know if to calm me down, but it worked because I was just messaging with this guy. He really acted like he cared and he sincerely wanted to help me. It's happened to him before, all that stuff. And I did get a phone call from FedEx yesterday. I called him back today. I sent them my picture, and hopefully they'll fix this. It's just ridiculous. I'm gonna be out $800, dude. I mean, you know what I mean? Everyone's like, too bad. File a police report. What? I can't believe this happens. I mean, any other business, like normal businesses I've dealt with, not these billion-dollar companies, go, oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. Here's a replacement or here's a refund. None of these games of like, oh, it's not my fault, it's their fault, not my fault, his fault. Oh, sorry, that kind of thing. What is this behavior? It's mind-boggling. They're crooks.
They really are. But I do think it's a FedEx thing and not a Microsoft thing. I know this. They said to contact Microsoft, but it's someone whoever their delivery guy was fucked up and they don't want to
covering up for him.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to own up to it.
I finally called the actual. I think it's in Fullerton, so I called them, and the guy acted scared and stuff. And he still tried to say, it was delivered. I'm like, man, look at the picture. It's not. He goes, okay, I'll talk to my boss, kind of thing. And I told him, listen, if you guys made a mistake, just tell Microsoft. Then they can file whatever, a lost complaint, or I'm sure they have insurance. They'll open it back up, or give me a refund or something. Like, it can't just be like this.
Right.
And he's like, police report. I'm like, police report? No one stole anything from me. That would be a lie. You know what I mean? You guys delivered to the wrong place. Oh, and I went house by house. I mean, I'm telling you, I did 12 buildings. I could not find it. I could not find it. What?
They asked you to file a police report?
Yes, they asked me to file a police report.
Christ almighty, they are crooks.
Yeah, saying that it was stolen. I'm like, it was not stolen. I'll be lying.
That's so... Yeah, man. I'm so sorry. That sucks. That's so frustrating.
So I'm livid about this. So if anyone wants to torture Microsoft or FedEx, please go ahead. I'm all for it. We'll see if they'll fix it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess the last thing I can do is just contact the credit card company. and just do it, right? That's my last action.
I guess I've never been in that situation. There was
Me
one
neither.
time.
I'm shocked.
There's one time I ordered a T-shirt. I can't remember what company it was. I ordered a T-shirt online, and when I called them and said, "Hey, it didn't get delivered," they sent another one, and for whatever reason, I ended up with 2 T-shirts.
I mean, fine, it's a T-shirt. I guess it's easier than an Xbox.
Sure, yeah.
Right, and a controller and something else. I ordered a bunch of stuff. It was a bundle. Oh man, so bummed. And by the way, I'm thinking if they don't fix this, I'm not gonna have an Xbox anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm serious. I just do. Even Microsoft, even Windows, I'm gonna completely switch everything off of Microsoft if this doesn't get fixed. I know they don't care, but at least for me, I can't give them money anymore. I just can't give them money.
I get the anger. I really do, because it's the
No one cares. No, that's what really angered me. Is no one even cared to make it right, and they're calling me the crook, basically.
Ugh.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. That's besides the point now. These billion-dollar companies.
This is the Don't Order Stuff podcast.
Hey, remember that Chicago O'Hare Airport in like 2006? UFO they stopped.
Yes.
It stopped all the traffic.
Yes.
That resurfaced today. I don't know why. I think. I mean, I guess November 7th is when it happened. But that's not an anniversary or anything. But man, there was some crazy pictures from that one.
Dude, that whole I think it's Chicago O'Hare. They've had a lot of weird stuff. They even had like Mothman sightings. Maybe like 6 months, maybe a year ago. They have a lot of weird stuff that happens there. Have you looked into any of this stuff?
I mean, yeah, the Chicago one, I remember it in detail. I was obsessed with that because it was like a 2-day ordeal or 3-day ordeal. It wasn't a joke. Like it shut down the airport for not hours, right? It was like a day or two. Mm-hmm. Is it close? Yeah, it's close to the Great Lakes, right?
So I wanted to. Yes, it's always close to water. I feel like all this stuff happens.
That was something. The Great Lakes, though. The Great Lakes.
Yeah,
is a big one.
There's a show on Netflix I was watching for some dumb reason. I put it on early this morning, and it was they a ton of people. I think it was in 94, 95 maybe. Anyway, they kept there was a ton of residents that kept seeing ships that flew together right over the lakes, and they were doing weird stuff too. So like it's not. I mean, hell, who knows what the military has at this point? But they were doing stuff that typical aircraft wouldn't be able to do. But yeah, it was right over the Great Lakes.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of people are saying why they love the Great Lakes is obviously it's the largest freshwater body of fresh water in the world, right? And it's perfect for UFOs that want to use water, I guess, for their propulsion or whatever it is, because people have seen these things just suck up water. Yeah. Not just in the Great Lakes, but in many, many places.
And the oceans. Do you have any theories as to why UFOs love water so much?
I think it's a great hiding place, really, to hide from us. I mean, even with our technology today, we still can hardly do anything down there, right? At any speed either. It's really slow if we are going to get down there. The pressures are still really dangerous on our technologies. So I think that's why. They love to hide. So it's in mountains and it's in waters.
Yeah. So such a strange phenomenon. Yeah. And that's crazy to me that I think I've read it or heard it someplace.
Read it on Reddit.
We know more about space than we do the deepest part of our oceans.
It's so true. That is so true. And I've told you, I've seen stuff on my mom's house, which is overlooking the Pacific. Yeah. And we can see San Clemente Island. Well,
you and I and several members of our family, we had a UFO experience.
Mm-hmm. And that was looking the other way, though, right? That one.
Yes. I mean, technically it was, but I mean, it's still, within throwing distance of water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. That was slow too, huh?
That was so weird. So,
yeah, tell the story.
All right, so listeners, we were at your mom's house, and something flew over us, and it came in really slowly. It came in from the, I guess, south. I want to say.
Yeah, it's south.
Yeah, it looked like. I mean, to me, I don't know if this is what you saw, but to me, it looked like a dreidel. In terms of if it was had anyway, it doesn't really matter, but it flew in slowly and it hung above us for, I don't know, what would you say, 30 minutes, 45 minutes?
Yeah, or an hour even. It was a long time. It was slowly drifting.
And then it just kind of took off. It was wild.
Yeah,
but it was this golden, I mean,
silverish.
Yeah.
Wasn't it far too? I mean, we used the binoculars.
Yeah.
I did contact MUFON, if you remember.
I do remember, and they called us and kind of wrote it off as a prank or something.
Yeah, he completely dismissed it. I'm sure he checked if something was there, like some military thing, but it wasn't that. I mean, it could have been a balloon. It was far. But it was going so slow. I mean, if it was a balloon, it would have been way faster than that, and it would have been huge if it was one, because it was pretty far, even with the binoculars. I remember.
But it was so weird because it floated in from one direction and then just stopped right over us and hung there for so long, and then just kind of just floated away. It was so weird.
Yeah, because we were all standing on the stairs, just having conversations. We kept looking at it over and over. Kept looking at it. It's still there, guys.
Yep.
Yeah. But, all of us were there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the whole family.
Oh wait, was that FedEx that called me? It was the whole family. I don't think.
My folks weren't there. Maybe Mike was there.
But Mike was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because I think I thought all of us spoke to MUFON.
I think I put my name, my mom's name, because she saw it too. I put you. I don't know if I put.
Everyone saw it.
I saw it. But the guy didn't call me. He called you though.
He didn't call you?
He did not.
Oh.
It's not weird, even though I put it in. I was in touch with him through email. Oh yeah, and I got upset because he dismissed him. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, who is this guy? So I looked him up. He works for a defense contractor. Why would they put up a defense contractor in charge of UFO sightings?
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
There's a very particular reason why they would do that.
Oh my, which means they own MUFON too. Like, what a crock.
Which UFO organization should we join?
I mean, who's there? Is there NICAP? There's NICAP. There's MUFON.
We can't. Yeah, I
join as an organization. You mean?
Yeah.
I guess what do we do? Google report UFO sighting. I've done this before. I've had some other sightings which I reported, even one overseas. So,
yeah, didn't we?
FAA. Wow, FAA now has something. Look at that. Our government is back into it. Just means disinformation.
Yeah. Persons
wanting to report UFO unexplained phenomena activity should contact the UFO unexplained phenomena reporting data collection center. This is at the FAA.gov, dude. Wow.
Oh, look at that. They're finally doing their job.
That's crazy, but MUFON, of course, is here. And then there's ARCGIS. This map shows reports of UFO sightings in the United States with historic UFO sightings symbolized in yellow. Yeah, so I did another one when I was driving on a road here, also close by to where that happened. And they did a good report, though. They said that they looked, there was no air traffic, there was no satellite traffic. None of that stuff.
Now, what's this? You got to tell me about this.
I just remembered it now because I did report it. I was driving down. There's a street that's near my mom's house. I was driving down there, and I saw it flash, something flash, right? Because the sun for a bit, and then I'm like, oh wait, what's that? And then once I noticed it was gone, like that kind of thing, where the flash showed something there. My consciousness went there, and then it was gone. You know what I mean? And that's it. I couldn't look for anything else. I'm like, because if it's gone like that, I'm like, oh, maybe it's just in an angle where I can't see it. But no, dude, I looked everywhere. So I reported that one, and they actually put it up there. It might have been in 2014, I'm thinking, 2014.
Oh no shit! I don't think you've told me about this one.
Yeah, because I didn't really, it's never really there. Like now, it only showed up because I remember reporting it to them, and since we're talking about MUFON, that's why it came up. I've had other ones too, where it was at night. Did I tell you about this one where it came out of the ocean? There's a red light.
Wasn't that also at your mom's house?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And we all saw it too together. It was a red light. It came out of the water.
Yeah.
And then it just slowly darted away. But it was a red light. It didn't have any FAA lights on it. And we had binoculars too, so it wasn't a drone. Could have been their type of drone though. I mean, because it was too small for people to pilot though. I mean, it was a drone-like thing.
I think the key ingredient here is your mom has weird stuff that happens at her, like close to her place of residence. Yeah, we need to investigate that further.
Well, okay, I'm going to tell you a story. Now this can be completely just hallucination, and it probably is. I'm giving a half. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I was hanging out with my brothers also at that house, and I don't do this anymore, but my brothers gave me a really big bong hit. Okay, a really big one. And for some reason, sometimes this happens where, I guess it's too much. The heart starts beating a lot. So when that happens to me, when my heart starts beating a lot, I get super paranoid, right? But what happened was, I took that. I went and I looked at the ocean. All right, I looked at it. But for some reason, when I looked at it, I felt like I connected with something, and that really scared me. Okay. I was really frightened, and I wasn't ready for it. I'm pretty upset at myself now because I'm like, I'm probably more ready now. If that happened to me now and I felt that feeling, I would have accepted it more, But I didn't want. For some reason, it scared me that I connected with someone in my mind or something in my mind. And I did not want to connect with it, and I wanted to just disconnect. So all I did was I went under my covers. I wanted to just sleep this off, right? Wake up and everything's fine. But the experience kept happening. And it did feel like they were like they looked human, but they weren't physical. So that's why I feel like it was a hallucination. Okay, and I was trying to ignore all this, and they weren't talking to, so it's like apparitions, but it was also like hallucination. That's what I'm saying. It's 50-50, and they were kind of upset that I was scared, or like not dismissed, like too bad, like shaking their heads kind of thing, and it went away. Once that happened. So I think it was half real, half not real. And I believe there's a base there.
Well, what is it? What is it exactly that you saw?
I saw a woman. Okay, just normal. I mean, like an advanced human kind of thing. I just felt that she was more advanced. She was really upset. She was upset that I was afraid. And I guess in hindsight, I'm upset that I was afraid too. I could have taken it, but my heart was beating like crazy, man. But maybe that happens when you have to rise to their level or something. I don't know. I was frightened. I did not want to go with. Now I do have to say I took a big hit. So
that seems like I feel like I've heard other UFO abduction experiences. I feel like I've heard something very similar.
Yeah, so by connected to whatever was in there in the ocean, there's a connection. So it's something, and these beings, I guess that's how they communicate, right? Psychically. Maybe that hit allowed me to like be able to do that. And otherwise, I don't want to. I think we have this ability, but we've blocked it off because we are just scared creatures, or I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's scary when it starts to really happen, and I didn't want it to happen.
Oh my God! It's not LSD. I'm trying to think of the drug.
Oh, yeah.
It's not ketamine. What is it?
It's what ayahuasca uses. The active ingredient in ayahuasca. It's oh come on, look this up.
Yeah. But there's some drug that every time people take it, they seem to connect with some creatures. People seem to have different experiences. But it's very interesting.
DMT.
It's very interesting that every time that people take that drug, they always always see entities. That's so
so weird.
yeah.
So do you listen to the higher side chats? It's a great podcast about like
The
with
higher
paranormal.
side chats. No,
The
I
higher
have.
side. Yes. So he's great. He's he was an atheist and didn't believe in any of the spiritual world stuff, none of that stuff, right? Just physical, just all. He was a materialist, and then he took DMT or ayahuasca, and it changed him completely because he saw stuff too that he has no explanation for, and it changed him because people see entities, these little beings that are like running this reality, I guess, or keeping it in check. Very strange.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I do want to take ayahuasca. I think my brother did.
We should do that together. That'd be a really good podcast episode.
Because it just lasts like what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
No. What?
Yeah,
No,
the DMT, not ayahuasca. Ayahuasca lasts hours, but DMT, like the one people do here, it's just like a powder or something, like cocaine or.
I did. Oh my goodness. It's really popular in like the mid 2000s. Christ. All right, I'm gonna have to Google this.
Ecstasy?
What? Which one?
Ecstasy, not ecstasy, right?
No. It's a hallucinogen. But it only lasts for a few minutes.
Oh. Did you
basically
do it?
Which one?
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, and
I thought trees were talking to me.
And did it last? How long did it last for?
It's not very long. It's not
okay. So there's that one too.
And it was legal too. It wasn't even a drug. It was completely. What the fuck? Hold on. I'm on.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about though.
And it makes you laugh a lot, and I don't know. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Some people had bad trips on that one too, right?
Yes, they have. And I a couple of my friends had really bad trips. One guy, I remember, he was in a hot tub and he thought he was bleeding, he was becoming the hot tub.
Oh my God.
Very bizarre. What the hell is it called?
It starts with an S, I think. I don't know why I thought stevia.
Stevia is the sweetener.
I know, it's not that. But it's something like that, right? Is it like an herb? You smoke it, right?
Yes.
I remember it being controversial because shamans use it, so it's like, oh, you're diminishing.
Well, and I feel like a few people died using it. What the hell is it called? That is gonna drive me nuts.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway,
figure out what it is. Yeah. So I don't know. Last week there was an anniversary of a UFO event that I didn't even know about. It's in some state, Pascagoula Lighthouse Park, and some new witnesses came forward, but I didn't even know about this. And
I swear I've never even heard that before.
Me neither. And so they're putting up an actual monument in the city to honor this event.
What city?
Pascagoula. Also by water. I think they were fishing. These guys were fishing.
Again, right by water.
Right by water. I wish I can play this for you. Should I send it your way? 1 second.
So this is on the last episode. There's like a 10-minute sequence where you sent me something and we're both trying to talk about it. It's not good podcasting.
All right. So we're not going to do that. So Pascagoula.
Pascagoula. I'm going to Google that too.
Definitely look it up. Oh, UFO Army.
See?
Yeah. Now we're quiet. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to bring that one up.
I cannot find the
city.
No, I'm still on the drug thing from about 10 minutes ago. All right, I'll stop looking at it. Shit, it's gonna drive me nuts, but fine.
Well, NASA also released their UAP NASA announces unidentified aerial phenomena study team members.
Yeah,
So,
I was going to talk to you about this. There is now a government formed team that's going to look into UFOs officially.
yeah.
And
We know how that works, right?
Yeah, they're going to find nothing.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to find a lot of stuff and then pretend that it doesn't exist. Kind of like Project Blue Book.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's such horseshit.
I hope it's different this time because I think they need the people to like trust government again, like after the COVID fiasco. Especially, yeah. So last week, listeners, if you have kids or don't have kids, this is still important.
Yeah.
The CDC just put the mRNA vax on the children vaccination schedule. Now, this is not science, right? This is not for anything. We know exactly why they did it. They did it because the emergency is over, so which means the liability shield for these vaccines are going to be lifted, which means people can sue. So what did the captured agencies do? They said, all right, let's put it into the child vaccine schedule. That way, you'll be shielded from liability for life. And that's the reason why they did it. And they're saying, oh, it's just a recommendation. No one's obliged to do it, but we know all the states are going to do it, and put this on the schedule. And you know that means 18 shots because they get a shot a year.
Jesus.
It's just money and corruption, dude.
Does for your child's school, does it require?
No, they haven't.
Oh.
They haven't. I mean, not for COVID-19.
Right.
And now, but we're afraid now because the CDC did this that they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But they might not either because you look at the numbers. Most parents did not vaccinate their kids. Because one, they're not in any danger from this thing, and two, it's experimental. Why would they do that to their kids? Many parents took the hit themselves.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that they'll look at the numbers and say, well, if we mandate this, we'll lose 50% of our students. They don't want that. Hopefully.
But I don't even why even entertain the idea of doing that. I don't get it.
Especially with the backlash. You should have seen the comments. They don't even read the comments. They don't care, right? It's so weird. Like they view the public as like animals. They really do, like cattle. Yep,
sheep or NPCs.
NPCs, they're not going to do anything. But the thing is, when you mess with people's kids, they do rise up. I will admit that many people are just apathetic and they would rather not be, they would rather not conflict with anybody, run away from conflict.
I just don't like this whole of you can threaten people to take a vaccine or whatever it is,
coerce,
and take away their rights if they don't. Like that shit. I don't know. That dog don't hunt.
Yeah,
it really pisses me off.
Yeah, and for us too, because we can't homeschool. Unfortunately, we need 2 salaries to survive. Right. And that means many people have to leave the state or go somewhere else.
We kind of touched on this last episode, but basically we're slaves to the state at this point. I mean, you don't have what's your choice? You can't not work.
Yeah.
You have to work.
Yeah,
and that's absolute horseshit. You always hear about people who, I don't know, back in the 50s or 60s, the dad would work as like a janitor or a barn salesman or something, and then the mom and 2 kids would stay home because we didn't have to survive off of 2 salaries, at that point.
Exactly. I mean, that's why kids turned out much better, less violent,
Yeah.
They knew what their genders were. They weren't so confused about reality.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking it's because these kids don't have parents that are actively trying to teach them about the world.
Does does your daughter is the whole gender identity thing being pushed on her?
No, I thank God but yeah, we're in a conservative county, so the schools are normal here. And they say boys and girls, in their announcements, and they don't say, I don't know I don't know what they say now instead of boys and girls. They just say, what do they say, friends, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
None of these books either. What's really great is now Dearborn, Michigan. It's all Arabs and Muslims, right? So it went viral last week because this guy got in front of the board and he ripped them apart. Okay, it was really funny to watch about the book. You just see that?
Uh-huh.
But then a leftist from there started shaming him, saying, "Oh, we fought so hard to bring you over here, so now we the Arabs and Muslims have to thank the leftists for allowing them to come here."
Of course.
Unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. And now this is how you repay us, stab us in the back, dude. He doesn't want you. Just leave the kids alone.
It's it's really hard to watch. It really is.
Yeah, and stuff always ties in with aliens in a way, because the aliens are always talking about the weather and climate change in a way where they're saying take care of your Earth and that kind of stuff. They never say carbon. They never say carbon though, so I don't know what us, we're focused on carbon, which is life. They never say it's carbon dioxide that's doing it. They say something else.
Have we talked about the South African UFO?
We did once, I think, in the first episode, or it might have been from an episode that we did not put in.
Okay, good. So we can talk about it again.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite UFO sightings that happened. Basically, all these school kids. We definitely did talk about this. All these school kids witnessed this UFO flying over their schoolyard. The UFO landed, and then aliens came out and said basically what Adam is talking about. The aliens came out and said, you need to protect your Earth.
Yeah.
Protect your climate and yada, yada, yada. But all these kids, they got interviewed like 20, I don't know, whatever it was, 20 years later. And they all had the exact same story. Like it clearly wasn't made up. And even the teachers got interviewed, and they all had the same exact remembrance of the kids basically running back into the school and being like, holy, we saw something. Oh my God, help us. It's a very crazy story that,
Yeah,
that's a fun one.
They interviewed each kid alone and told them to draw. So they compared the drawings, and they were almost exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But they also said, stop your obsession with technology. Now, isn't that kind of hypocritical why they're flying around an anti-gravity ship, telling us? Is it, do you think, to maybe keep us down somehow so we don't don't evolve or become violent in space?
That's kind of my take on it. Is they want us for whatever reason they want to either live here or be here or use the planet, and for whatever reason technology is going to affect them in some way. Yeah,
it does, because look, now our technology has gotten so much better, I mean, it's obviously way better in the black budget world, right?
Yes.
But still, you can't stop some of that technology, like sensor technology, camera technology, radar technology, to get better. And now, because it's so much better, we're seeing so much more. At least the military is. The white world now is beginning to see what the black world probably saw 30, 40 years ago.
Now, what's the white world and the black world? What is that?
White world, I mean that it's open. So like their plans are open, the technology is known, that kind of stuff. The black world is classified. So so classified projects, classified missions, that kind of stuff. That's what I mean by white or black world.
I've never heard it called that.
Maybe it's a 90s thing, but yeah, definitely it's a thing.
I believe you.
Yeah, because when something comes into the white world, then you know what it is, and that's like the what's it called, that bomber? I love that bomber. It looks like a stingray.
Oh,
It's yeah.
damn.
Is it a B-52 or something?
It might be the B-52.
I love that thing.
It's that one and the SR-71.
Oh yeah.
The one that flies in like high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the cockpit of that one?
No, I don't think I have.
It's so cool. I mean, it's crowded, but it just looks so cool in there. B-52? No, so it's not B-52. That's the old one.
That's the band, right?
No, they have it's a Boeing.
B-52s?
Yeah, also it's a band, but the B-52 is the huge Boeing bomber.
But I know what plane you're talking about. What the hell? What was that called? I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
But the SR-71 definitely a cool plane. That came out. They rolled that out in the first Gulf War.
That's so crazy because that was like what was it?
1991.
I thought it came out. I thought the SR-71, like when it was first, the first time the public knew about it was 1991 or whatever you said.
Yeah.
But it was first developed in I thought it was the 70s.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all, man.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with someone. It was some guy came out and was talking about the moon and it was faked or something. And I was saying listen, yes, what I think the footage we saw was fake. All right, but we went. They just didn't want to show us how we went. And because, national security reasons of what they'll find there, I think we went. And that's why the other governments of the world knew how we went. I believe the U.S. government probably cracked gravity sometime in the late 50s. I believe that. Okay. And I think we did go to the moon in one of those crafts, not the Apollo 11 shit that we saw. That's my opinion. Other than that, if that's not what happened, then yeah, they faked it anyway, because there's so much discrepancies in that footage. But I still believe we went, because if we didn't, and other governments knew it was fake, they would have said it. Russia would have said it, China would have said it. They would have come out a long time ago and said it instead of letting us win like that. But I think because they know what was shown to the public was not really what was really done.
I kind of agree with that. It's just they always talk about how all the math is done on a calculator and all that shit. And I don't understand why we haven't gone back. When you ask some people from the older generation, they say it's a money issue, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and they got rid of the files, they got rid of everything, all the plans. Why?
Right. That makes
they lost the videos, dude.
That makes no sense. Absolutely no sense to me.
It doesn't help the situation, with these people. Now people think that the Earth is flat and space is fake, and that that really gets to me because I've been down that hole. I have, and I got out of it and I knew it was a psyop when it happened. I was there for probably a week. I believed it. No, it's
just we could have 4K HD videos of everything that's on the moon.
Yeah.
And the reason we don't do it is money, which doesn't. I mean, our government spends money, how much money on war and all that other shit.
Ukraine got 50 billion already.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. Yeah,
just like that.
Yeah, it none of it makes any sense to me.
Yeah, and this Catherine Austin Fitts, she's great. She was once undersecretary of housing under George W. Bush. Okay, so she's had a government career, but she's a financial woman and she's a financial analyst, and she was finding out so much fraud going on in the government, and she thinks that all this money is just laundered from these agencies, is laundered to go into the black budget world and going to build spaceships. And she says this herself. She's a very respectful woman. She has an organization called Solari.com, and it does financial reports, and she has many subscribers. So she uncovered at least $21 trillion missing from the DoD, and she believes that went to build these things.
That doesn't really. Excuse me. That doesn't come as a huge surprise. I mean, do you remember and again, something we've talked about on the podcast, on 9/11, all that money went missing when the whatever the quote unquote plane hit the Pentagon.
Yeah, and all there was gold supposedly in one of those buildings. It was all taken out.
Yeah,
and I mean, all the insider trading that went around. I mean, our government said, well, it wasn't the terrorists that did that.
The guy who owned the Twin Towers took out
Silverstein.
He took out a insurance policy specifically for a terrorist attack.
Yep.
On the Twin Towers, like what was it, a week?
A month before.
Yeah.
On both, and then he claimed in his lawsuit that it was two different events, so they gave it to him twice.
Yep. He made so much money, and I don't know, no one questions that. No one.
He'll be anti-Semitic if you did. That's the problem. I know, that's the problem though.
Have you?
That's
okay,
the shield.
so
that is the shield.
This is something we're gonna get canceled for. This is something that I heard about recently. Not heard about, read about. And I hadn't heard of it previously. Did you hear about the dancing? I'm gonna cut all of this.
Yeah, the dancing Israelis.
Yep.
I'm sure you don't have to cut it out. I mean, the FBI released those pictures with their faces covered, though.
That's such a weird. Man, I mean,
that's what really gives it away is those guys, because they got caught right on the bridge. They had money with them. They had passports with them, and immediately they're like, "We're not your enemy. We're not your problem. The Palestinians are your problem." Like what? So from the get go, they're trying to blame the Palestinians on it. They got questioned, and then guess who got them home? Well, it was Chertoff, who was the head of the Department of Homeland Security. He's an Israeli citizen also. He's a dual American Israeli citizen. And the first head of Department of Homeland Security, Dershowitz. So he got in Dershowitz. Dershowitz got those guys, and he's a big Chabad Lubavitch guy. He got them deported, and they went on a show in Israel, and they were interviewed, and they said, we were there to document the event. All right. How'd you guys know about it?
Yeah, that is such a insane story to me. I honestly, I don't know how something like that could happen and no one like cares or really knows about it. It's so weird to me.
National security, because they're protecting them. That's why.
Yeah.
And it's been like that forever. I think JFK even goes back to them, and that's why it's national security.
Yeah. Jesus.
They don't want anger on that group. They want to protect them.
Right. Yeah. No, I said it. I think it was last episode. You can attack or be mean to any group ever in the world, except for one group.
Yeah, that's a no. And you can see what's happening with Yee. I mean, they are really going after him. It's weird but for like Alex Jones, he's I don't know why they target him. Oh yeah, did you see the latest one? $2.75 trillion. I thought it was a joke.
Wait,
I really
what?
Thought it was
what? Now what is this? They want to fine him more? Is that what's going on?
Yes, they're asking the judge to put it up to, instead of $1 billion, $2.75 trillion. Isn't that like the whole economy of Germany or something like that? I mean,
I'm sure it is. I mean, still, finding someone close to $1 billion is an insane. It's an insane ask. First of all, you're never going to see that money, and
what's the point?
Right. What is the point? It's we talked about this.
Here it is. Sandy Hook families want Alex Jones to pay up to $2.75 trillion in damages as he seeks new trial.
That's oh my god. Also
serious.
Oh boy, I'm gonna cut this out. Have you seen the video of the guy who's laughing and then comes out of the hospital wing, or he's supposedly like one of the think he's one of the parents, but he's like laughing and clearly having a good time, and he walks out and then immediately starts pretending to be sad.
Yeah, he gets in character.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
So it's because he questioned that. It's that guy. That's the guy who's suing.
Yeah, no, I know, but he did bring up. I feel like there was a lot of good points he brought. Well, not. I don't want to say that. What? This podcast is gonna get canceled before it even gets off the ground.
No, because it's not even being shared. I think unless someone goes back in our past to bring things up.
I feel like Alex Jones brought up several good points, like the fact that there was no. Man,
you're right. Need some water.
No kidding. Like no ambulances showed up, or there's some very interesting conspiracy things that happened around that whole event.
Yeah, definitely is, and he's just questioning it. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, and they're just using this because now they're going after Yee. He's being sued now for the same kind of precedent. Well, yeah, because he said that Floyd, what's his name? Floyd.
Yeah, the guy who.
Yeah, he said he didn't die. He said he didn't die from the knee thing. He said he overdosed on fentanyl.
Right. I thought that was well known.
Yeah, well, not in the mainstream media narrative. So his daughter, who Yee gave $2 million to her organization for like colleges or something, university, is now suing him for $250 million for that statement.
Oh my God.
Yes, this is what they do now. Is how it's lawfare.
Yeah. What a weird time we live in. I don't understand it anymore. I really don't.
It's a scary time.
It really is.
I mean, even us just talking normally, back and forth about issues, we could also be sued.
Yeah.
If we hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah, man. I don't like this trend of when someone says something, you can get sued or fined or arrested.
It wasn't like that before, right? It was not like that.
I no, I swear it wasn't.
All this stuff had been dismissed a long time ago. It's these judges, they've changed. They forgot like what our country's like founded on. It's like the most important thing is that's what they put as number one. I
mean, that's free speech. I don't care if someone says something hateful or rude or mean or even if they say something racist. Right. I'm not going to agree with it, but it doesn't affect me. Who gives a shit?
That's just his thoughts.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything with it. He's talking.
Right.
It's like, well, it's like, well, what if he's an influencer and he's influencing millions of minds, and that's where the argument comes in, and that's why they shut these people down.
But that's, oh man, see, that's what gets me is, they're idiots. If that influences them, if some idiot says something stupid, and it influences. Well, if it influences a million people, then he's probably saying something right. Let's be honest.
I mean, yes, because it's called the battle of ideas. I mean, don't shut someone down. If you have a better idea, offer it up.
Right. Exactly.
Don't just shut someone down because it just look what it's done now. We're in a mess because of censorship.
Why are we policing people's thoughts? Not to sound super controversial, but I mean, it's literally 1984.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why are we doing that?
To keep them in power, right? That's what I'm seeing. The people who are doing it now are the ones who just want to retain power, and even now, it's shifting away from them because of that. It makes no sense. Like, people want freedom, and if they perceive you being tyrannical, they're gonna just dismiss you. They don't want tyrants. So, I don't understand why the people in power never learn this. They think they can just do it without people knowing, especially at the scale they're doing it. So now, obviously, people are gravitating towards Republicans who are better on a free speech kind of platform, not better in general.
Right.
So now they're just making up lies too because they're scared they're gonna lose power, and they're focusing on things that people don't care about at this point.
Yeah.
With inflation going on and the economy not doing so well.
My favorite thing is anytime I hear a politician saying that the economy is going, really great today. It's just like who's believing that? But here's the thing: is there are people who believe that kind of shit. They really do, and there's people that will listen to politicians and believe what they say, and it's just I don't know. I think that's probably what annoys me the most is anyone who believes a lie like that. It just I don't know. I mean, I want to know what their life is like. I really do. How dumb do you have to be to believe something like that?
Yeah, I mean, the average IQ in this country is 100. 100 is not very high.
Who's it? George Carlin. He said, think of the average person, and then just know that half the people are dumber than that average person. And that's so true. That's so true, man. It's so scary to me.
It is. There's a great account on TikTok. He goes around. Remember how Jay Leno used to do that? Like just interview people and ask them questions.
Yeah.
So he does that too. Like he'll say like, who fought in the Mexican-American War? And the guy's like, he goes, just say anything. Who fought in the Mexican-American War? And no, like stuff like that people can't answer. Or what's 20% of 100? He's so funny, man. Yeah. Like he does obvious ones and people can't get it. And it's like, okay, that's why we are where we are.
Yep.
If they can't even think about that, how do you think about how the world works?
How did we get so, as a society, how do we get so dumbed down? I mean, really.
Well, Ron Paul would probably tell you that it's the Department of Education.
Yeah.
Pushing, because they plan things for C students.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's a part of it, but like someone, 50, 60 years ago, like made the plan to dumb down.
Yeah.
And I just want to know why, and I want to know how.
Could be the media too. I mean, remember MTV used to piss me off, and like when MTV Cribs first started coming on, I'm like, why are they putting this stuff? It's just they're just pushing greed. Instead of like, I remember like I was young too, and I did not like the effect they had on me. That was making me compare and want to be greedy and want to have hundreds of millions of dollars and all these cars, and that's what it was, breeding that type of culture instead of like achievements and what can you achieve, what can you like intelligence. Why can't that be part of the culture? Which probably was for a long history of the country. It was all about innovation and science, and wasn't it? I mean, that's what this country was.
But I completely agree. But someone who guaranteed they're not a young person planned that, right?
Yeah.
And then, but they're not even going to be. I mean, this is a whole nother. We could do this next episode. But they're not even going to be alive to see whatever the final result is going to be. And so why are they doing this? And then there is some other motivation. That's my argument.
Yeah, it's a long-term plan to destroy it. Yeah, someone that doesn't like this country. Maybe it's in the way. It is in the way. Its ideals are in the way of like the new world order, right? That they want to set up, like communist enslavement kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. How can you motivate? Like if someone told me, hey, we're going to do this plan 150, 200 years from now, why would I say yes to that? Like why would I agree to be a part of that? That's what gets me.
Yeah. I mean, it must be an ideological thing that they share something that's, anti-human. It could be a depopulation. It could be that they actually believe we are hurting the planet. And I don't know, but yeah, you're right. It has to be something ideological for you to just get on board like that and continue to do it. Continue to do it. It's not like the plan has stopped.
unless there's like some kind of, so this is something I always thought was goofy, and I'm kind of on I'm kind of starting to believe it. But there's a way to live forever, or live at least longer than whatever the human lifespan is. That's why people like Epstein, or the guy who runs the WEF, whatever
Klaus
like,
Schwab eats the bugs.
Eats the bugs.
Yeah.
There's got to be something like that they know, they've got the backstory, they understand how to do that, and obviously we don't, because we're plebs. We're nothing to them. We're bugs to them.
I think it's something like that too. I do, because the people who went along with the plan killed, hundreds of thousands or even millions of people in their own countries, enslaved them, treated them like shit, like cattle.
Yeah.
And for what? They must have been read into something where they know something to do that.
Right.
That justifies it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because if you say here's a plan, like if someone, God forbid, someone came to me and said, all right, we need to make this change, we got to do this plan, but it's only going to come into effect in 200 years. There's no way in hell I would say yes, unless I was going to be alive 200 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people do talk about this too. Is like, someone like Bill Gates. The guy's in his 70s now or something, or 80s, right? The guy's he only owns all this farmland. Like, why is he still getting up every single day to do this, right? To push. Yeah. Why? Because his kids.
It's I have a hard time believing that someone like him would care about his kids, to be honest. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Why would he? Yeah, you're right. If he's in his 70s or whatever it is, why bother? Just retire.
Exactly, just retire. I mean, is he someone else's slave?
Someplace.
You think he's someone's slave too? You think these billionaires are also slaves in a way? Just like maybe they're forced to.
I don't know.
I had once someone tell me that the hierarchy goes all the way up to God. Like, there is a hierarchy. There really is a hierarchy, and everyone has someone on top of them.
Yeah, I mean, I could believe that. Because he's got to be doing it for him and anyone else. They just seem like they're answering to somebody.
Yeah, look at Soros. He's old too. He's almost dying. He's still funding. Yeah. He's still funding district attorneys, DAs, right?
Yeah.
That push his ideology and are soft on crime. Like, why are you still doing that? Like,
right.
Man.
I don't get it, man. I just, my parents are around that age or getting around that age, and they're retired. They're chillaxing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't understand even people who are like Pelosi, for instance. I think she's almost 80. Why is she still in government? Why?
I know. And always aggressive.
Or any of them. It doesn't matter, left or right. Why are any of them still doing what they're doing? Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they have to be answering to somebody.
Yeah, they have to be. Because if you bring in someone new, first of all, you have to convince them all over again to follow your agenda. These people already are on board. They're there. They're effective. And what they're doing works.
Yeah.
Term limits. What happened to term limits, man? What happened?
Oh, my God. Yeah. I don't understand why we have a bunch of just the oldest people deciding what's good and bad for us.
Yeah. There's a movement called Open Up the House, I'm thinking. So in the Constitution, we're supposed to have a much bigger House and Senate because our population grew. But apparently they capped it. Oh, uncapped the House, it's called. So they capped the House in the 1920s at the number we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So if they opened it up to more representatives, like it's supposed to be, that's representative of the population, it would free up the country. Because these guys are all captured by corporations. It makes it more affordable. Just have 200 that you can take care of, right? Give them money, give them stocks. They're all in
Oh.
stocks. They're all in trading. All of them.
That is the most. Oh my God, we should be storming the Senate, the White House.
Yeah.
They are the biggest fucking criminals on the planet.
All of them.
I don't understand how they get it. Well, I do understand how they get away with it because nobody does anything.
Yeah, and they're immune. They are
Yeah.
immune.
Yes.
The Department of Justice. They can't be questioned.
My favorite thing is they do behind closed doors voting and give themselves a raise.
Yeah, of course, for inflation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they needed that. Oh, they're so poor. They don't have enough money.
Those fucking pieces of shit. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Well, I kind of do understand how we haven't had a third. My dream is to one day start the Sanity Party, where it's like the Libertarians, but not so dumb.
Yeah.
Where the only function is to vote for the sane, whatever the options are, you vote for the sanest one.
The sanest one, yeah. I mean, that is what we're doing at this point. That's why I feel like I did my ballot yesterday.
Oh yeah, I got my mail in ballot. I haven't filled it out yet, but it's gonna be.
I can send you a link because I started because they had a lot of things for the judges and like, man, I can't do this alone. Like I want to research on each judge. I'm not gonna just put any answer.
Right.
So I did find a website and he does have a good guide, like who to vote for and what to do. So I'll send you that.
All right, sweet.
I went to the Libertarian ones. I'm like, what? I'm not doing this. I looked at their takes. I'm like,
dude,
no.
Libertarians, and I would consider myself a libertarian or libertarian adjacent.
Yeah.
It's the most live and let live party. Mm-hmm. But then you start to listen to the candidates, and they are the dumbest. Such crazy people. I just can't. I just can't do it.
Who's the new one? The new guy's okay. I think he was a comedian. So what happened was the Libertarian Party got taken over by the von Mises Institute. This is new that happened like 6 months ago, and they put his former comedian. He's not bad at, but I don't know if he's going to do well. What's his name? Man, I forgot his name now.
It's okay. It happens a lot on this podcast where I was talking about celebrities or personalities. Yeah. And I mean, me specifically, I can never remember what the hell the name of the person is. So it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Norm Macdonald, I think he would have been the best. Would have been the best candidate for anything.
He's a genius. I didn't like him when I was younger. I guess because I didn't get him. But now, especially before he passed, he said some really funny
yes. stuff. He had, I think it was maybe 2 different TV shows. I think one of them was still on Netflix. Anyway, where he'd have like different guests on from every background, and just it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But you have to understand his humor.
Right, you have to understand his humor, exactly. It's not for everyone.
Right.
But comedians loved him, and I was like, how come so many comedians love this guy? Like they really loved him.
They love Norm.
Yeah. He was a great American too. But
yeah.
Just the way he speaks too, right?
Yeah. Have you watched any of the, like, when he was hosting a Weekend Update on SNL?
Yeah, those are the best days, I think. Of SNL.
He was always making fun of oh my God. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't goddamn name. He was always talking about who was the black guy? He was a running back in the NFL, and he killed his wife.
Oh, OJ Simpson.
OJ Simpson. I can't believe.
Yeah, that's right.
He was always making jokes about OJ.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Now, I mean, yeah, SNL is probably going to be done in the next couple of years.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'll tell you why. It's what's his name is retiring. The founder of it.
Again.
Yeah.
can't remember the name of somebody.
Canadian dude. Anyway, he's retiring, and
Is he really? I didn't know that.
yeah, and one of the cast said, why it probably wouldn't be a bad idea that goes with him.
Hasn't that show been on for like 58 seasons or something?
Yeah, but no one watches it anymore. Hardly.
Did you see the sketch they did where they were all questioning the COVID narrative?
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was like the one. It's like all these people who are sitting in a restaurant and they're having a conversation about COVID, and they're all kind of slowly starting to understand how much bullshit it was.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
So masks don't work, and it's like, don't see
that. Yeah.
That was
well played.
Yeah, it was very well played.
But it's a punching bag because instead of the people getting pissed about that it was actually bullshit, they make fun of it on national television. It's like, okay, I'm not mad anymore.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. They should have been really upset that all of this happened, and instead it's, don't you dare question, the message.
Right. Yeah, they did say that too. Like, shush.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens to SNL. All right. So anything in the UFO world going on? I mean, the NASA announced, right, the UAP.
Right.
So there's that.
We didn't cover a whole lot of UFO or UAP stuff.
We didn't.
Well, I apologize, fans. Two of you. It's weird that episode 2 had 0 views because I listened to it last night. That's what I was doing last night. I was playing
on Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. So the first one we weren't on Spotify yet. So I wonder if Spotify has an analytics thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you? I need a wingman.
Oh yes. So I mean, I don't know when I'm going to do it is the thing, right? I mean, definitely the weekdays I can't.
Right.
I might be able to do it. It's 1:30 right? I probably don't have to go anywhere.
It's fine, man. I'm not pressuring you. I just no, I'm going through the UFO subreddit. There hasn't been
Nothing
super interesting in the last week or so, unfortunately.
No, there hasn't.
I keep seeing a lot of balloons that get posted as UFOs, and that always really pisses me off because it's super obvious.
Yeah. They're still posting like that?
Yeah. You know what's funny is you sent me the UFO video. I think it's crossing the moon. It was from China. Remember this?
Oh, yeah, and it was done earlier, right?
Right, but I saw it on Reddit again. Or maybe that's where you got it from, but I saw it on Reddit and was like, oh, I recognize this. Also, you really have to read. I'm obsessed with these series of books. The Remembrance of Earth's Past, I think is what the series is called. The first one called The Three Body Problem, though. You really have to read them. They're so good, man.
Okay, I'll get them on
Audible.
On Audible, is it on there?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. So I can listen to it when I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty dry, but it's good.
Okay. It's 3 series, you said?
Yeah, it's 3 books. It's The Three Body Problem. Shit, I can't remember the rest of them, but you'll be able to find them.
Okay. I need to figure out how to log it into our Spotify because we're on there for sure. But I don't think I created an account for us to.
I still have to make my Gmail and my Twitter handle. Ugh.
Oh, or if you want, I mean, do you want to just use our UAP Twitter?
Yeah, I can do that. Is it better? So, do you have your? I think you said earlier you don't have your own. You're just using the UAP Twitter, right?
I have a UAP Twitter. I do have another one, but it's not in this field.
Right.
And, we could use it. It's more political. It has a good following. And it's pretty, if I share stuff, people would probably watch it. But then I don't want them to know that's me. But But
yeah, no,
I don't know.
I
But
totally get it.
but also, I don't think they'll tie it together. We could tag it, that account. Or I can create a new one from scratch.
Yeah, well, that's what I need to do.
Well,
All right.
I don't have to unless you could just use the UAP Twitter account.
No, I should probably.
Because I know about social media. You left it for a reason.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
don't want to bring it back if you don't really want to.
No, I'll make my own. I just won't use it.
Okay, got it. So I'll just tag you when we release episodes.
Perfect.
So on Twitter, we are UAP the podcast. That's the handle.
Okay.
I wanted to create. Oh, we're probably going to create a Rumble account so we can share these there. I'm scared to share these to YouTube because I'm sure their algorithm will just shut it down.
Right. Yeah.
we talk too much against the narrative.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of the goddamn narrative.
I know. It's sickening. It is just sickening. Everyone's just scared to speak about things.
Yeah. All right. Man, I am just. Yeah, I do need some water. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the UAP, the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
Or UAP.
Or just UAP. I am Topher. That's Adam. We're still working on the whole social media thing, but you can follow us on. Would you say UAP the podcast?
UAP the podcast on Twitter.
Yep, that's where you can find us.
Definitely. I'm not sure I'm gonna make Facebook because they'll probably get rid of us.
Oh my God.
I could try an Instagram.
I forgot Facebook was even a thing.
It still is.
Yeah. Obviously, we're oh my God, social media introverts, as in we don't care about social media so much.
Right. Yeah. It's not.
But you can still find us there and listen to us on Spotify and Rumble in the future. I don't even know what Rumble is.
Oh, you did? It's a YouTube alternative. It's pretty good.
Okay.
They have an app and everything, and they don't censor at all.
I'm bringing up a conversation in like the last 10 seconds. Are you on Truth Social?
I am not. What have you? Are you?
No, I downloaded the app, but I haven't done anything with it.
No, I mean, yeah, because it's Trump's thing, right? Truth Social.
Is that?
Yeah,
oh,
that's
man.
his. That's his.
Shit.
And that's why a lot of people are on there because he won't go anywhere else. He just wants to stay on his own platform.
He can't go anywhere else.
That's true. Well, no, Rumble. No, who's the other one? There was some people that. Oh, Parler, is that another one?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, Parler. I know that kind of.
Yeah, Parler. They got canceled too, but they're back.
Oh jeez. Hey, do you remember when social media was like, go make your own platform?
I know.
And then they did, and then it got canceled also.
They shut them down. Yes.
Yeah.
They unplugged the servers and everything.
So it's all kind of horseshit, right?
It is. I mean, Gab has to create everything from scratch because they even have to do their own payment processor. They've done everything from scratch now, even email. They couldn't use an email service. So they have their own servers, they have their own hosting, they have their own internet, almost like the internet connection. Yeah, they have to build from scratch. They talk about the parallel economy, but they're a Christian national group, which I don't mind, obviously, but I don't think they'll allow anyone else in their space unless you're a Christian national too. I mean, I've been on Gab, it's not bad, but they don't censor at all.
Yeah. So you're gonna have some issues there. Well, no, it's not. Again, we talked about it earlier. Say whatever you want. It's not gonna affect me. I don't give a shit.
Right.
It shouldn't affect you either.
I'll just just tune it out. You don't like it, go somewhere else.
Right.
If we
yeah, you see something you don't like, you just ignore it.
Yeah, if we start censoring each other's thoughts and minds, and it's just not helpful because the more information you have, the better decisions you can make. When information out there is limited, then your decision is going to be limited and probably not, the best one for you. We all have to take in everything, filter it through our own minds and experience, and come out with our own decisions.
Exactly.
Not be told like this is how it is and that's that. Look what happened with this vaccine,
Right.
It's still
I can't imagine anyone in history who is telling other people what to think is ever the good guy.
Yeah, exactly.
We've kind of forgotten that.
Oh, did you see also last week? I don't know if this happened last week, but at least the EU responded last week. The Pfizer, the president of international relations or something of Pfizer was called to the EU Parliament for an investigation of the vaccines, and they asked,
never.
Well, Burla, who's the CEO, did not go. He sent her instead. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they want Burla to show up. Anyway, they asked her straight up, did you test these vaccines on if they stop transmission? And she said no. We worked at the speed of science. So they knew from the beginning this wouldn't stop transmission. From the beginning. So the EU is pissed, or at least like a few members of them. And they're like, we want our $2 billion back. We want to cancel our $71 billion contract. We want to have criminal investigations into Pfizer. Now, I don't know if it's going to go far, but, a few of them have said this. I know. I like the hope. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
Because they are upset. These people. One of them was screaming, screaming. And he was the guy from Romania. There's a Romanian guy. There's a Czech guy. And there's someone else. Oh, from Holland. He's the one who asked the question. And they're saying we did mandates on our people. We coerced them with vaccine mandates, and these things don't work. They don't stop transmission. They are garbage. They said what a waste of our money and our budget. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating to me that's what the message was pushed onto everyone across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think there were several countries in Africa that didn't do, and I think Nordic, I think Sweden,
mm-hmm.
Finland, I don't know, maybe
they
didn't push any of the vaccine stuff or
nope.
the lockdown stuff on anybody.
Right. No lockdowns.
It's just fascinating to me that's what the message was, and then now the narrative is completely flopping around.
Now it's Ukraine, right?
Yeah, I know, right? You can't push that. Now you got to push something else.
Yeah, exactly. That one didn't work, and oops, it wasn't our problem. We didn't know the science changes. No, you knew from day one.
Yep.
She said it. I mean, that's the outrage, and then they put it on our child vaccine schedule with 8 mice that they tested on.
God, it's so dumb, and all these kids keep dying, and
it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we don't have to move, but if we're put into that position. The good thing is Del Bigtree from the High Wire, his organization is going to sue any state that mandates it. They usually win, so there's that.
Good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Well, that's all right. I gotta take my daily nap.
All right, awesome.
It's so good to talk to you, bud.
So good to talk to you too.